Flickers, congratulations first of all. Was that, I don't want to oversimplify any professional sport, was that a case of, as I just put to Danny, I'm not sure you quite have it, have you just up in the tempo second half and them not been able to live with it?
No, I think, against Burton, with them parking the bus and dropping so deep on a low block, you're going to have a wrestle. You're going to have a situation where you've got to wrestle that tempo, you've got to wrestle the actual game of chess, if you like. And I think we did first half. We sighted them, they sighted us, and the only one team wanted to win the actual game. Contest first half. That's what I do know. And we tried to probe and tried to manage, but it weren't really a game for Danny Rose because there was no space in behind. It was really tight, and Danny isn't as effective because he's a player that thrives on crosses, and we didn't get enough crosses in. Certainly first half. Second half, we worked on what the new structure would be in the system, and having Nards on there. He loves working in tight spaces. He can make a goal for himself, and he's a really slick operator. But when you look at that sort of front six with, Danny Mayer, Dwayne Holmes, Tom Sawes, Jonah, Nards, Lowy combining, and Adams, if you can get them on the ball at any one time and have them sort of linking and combining, then it can be really special, and that's what I've seen. I've seen a special football team today produce top quality football.
I mean, I just listened to Gary Rowe then. It was sort of grudging place to Bury, the quality side and what have you. But he's been more on the individual areas. But that's because you made him the individual, isn't it? Really.
I only want to concentrate on what's going on at Bury, and when I look at today, anyone who's been to this game and thinks that it's anything to do with a referee's performance or individual mistakes or whatever, that's a simple way of saying that Bury were very good, and you can't, if any individual wants to say that Bury were absolutely outstanding and brilliant today, then I'm not too sure if there's a question mark over their integrity for me.
That's just Spartan, that's all it is, to be fair to that. I mean, second half, you were just, as you said, use your own words, outstanding, etc. Can you actually enjoy it sometimes when you're there, you're 3 up and you're looking like you could go 4, 5, 6 and 7 on the sidelines?
I enjoy the products. I keep saying, people talk about winning and Bury winning and stuff. I enjoy the football. I enjoy building a product. I enjoy the lads being in receipt of it. I enjoy the performance, and I was taught, well, if you can keep control and keep focusing on the performance, the wins will come. If you defend like we do and attack like we do, then the wins are going to come because you're doing everything by the letter of the law and from a coaching point of view. And that's where that's what we're focusing on. The players are focused on that, but like I said, we talked about it at half time, but them to go out and put it into practice, what we spoke about, takes courage, takes bravery, but it takes iron quality, and we could have scored every time we attacked them.
I mean, to be fair as well, you mentioned it already, the quality of the individual players. When they're on, it's very difficult for any opposition. I mean, I think someone put out on one of the local radio guys, this is championship quality stuff in the second half.
We're trying to build for the future, Keith, as you know, and we've put a lot of time. All these players were available to everyone else, and that's what I think at the start of the season. They were available. We've done some at the football club. We've changed the pay structure so that appearances aren't paid anymore, which has been a lifetime thing at Bury. Appearances being paid, and we've put that into a pot to invest into Ryan Lowe, Nick Adams, Danny Mayer. So we've done it that way. We've took money off the players to actually invest in the squad. And that's been the key to the success, the togetherness. That the top players here wanted to play with top players. We brought them in, and they're really combining, with devastation at the minute.
And the good thing is as well, I mean, you might be a bit miffed at the goal we conceded right at the end because you wanted perfect performance, but because they're not a bad side, they did give your boys a work out the other end as well, didn't they? They had to hit the metal, the lads at the back. Solid.
They're in the prime of what they're doing at the minute. They've hit a rhythm. The work ethic on the training ground is phenomenal. The willingness to win and keep clean sheets is phenomenal. And I can see Pabs. Pabs is in the dressing room absolutely mortified that we've not kept a clean sheet. Yeah, and that's the spirit from within. But I've said to him that enjoy this weekend, enjoy looking at the table, because they've worked hard for that. They've worked hard for it. The pre-season was the toughest one I've done with this group of players, and they've worked hard for it. So when you do, enjoy it for 24 hours, and then let's get back to work, which I'm looking forward to. We'll go over to Man United on Monday. We'll have a strong team going over to Man United to play a a behind closed doors game, and I'm just looking forward to Monday now to get training back on.
There's no rest for those boys then, is there not?
No, and they want to do it. They want to go across. The top professionals. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to going over there and pitting your wits against the world's best.
What pleases you most, Flickers? Is some of the silky stuff in the second half, or some of those midfield tackles where the boys are getting back and they're showing?
You've got Kelvin O'Toole's performance today. No one mentions Kelvin, but he was outstanding in what he does and how he breaks play up. And Craig Jones is just excelling. He's just quite incredible, and no wingers want to stay with him. Their two wingers had to get brought off. They couldn't live with him. And Danny May first half, and Tom Sawes when he went out wide. So they're a group of players that once you move them around the pitch, they can sort of play. They're very multi-positional, the players. So it gives you great flexibility in different systems, and it's always springing surprises on a formation. And then when we went with a three, Dwayne Holmes, Nicky Adams and Danny May, that's a very, three goal strikers, that's a very difficult group of players to pick up that.
And they couldn't.
And they couldn't, so I was pleased how the players took on board what we've been sort of working on in training, and just delighted all round with the structure of the team, and the way we attacked was quite sensational. It was.
Could you ever, I'm just thinking at the top of my head here, could you ever find an occasion where, and this would be really exciting stuff, if you could do it tactically,
Nardiel and Low at the back.
Nardiel, Low and Rose all having a go, is that feasible?
Potentially, it's something we have looked at in the game. Yeah, it's potentially achievable, but I think the ball carriers in Danny Mayer, Rosie and Dwayne Holmes, the excitement to play 1, 2 or 3 of them probably overrides that factor of playing them three. They're all scoring goals. I think Nard's a bit different. He can make goals out of sort of nothing. You've got to create chances for Louis and Rosie, which is what we do in abundance. But there's different ways to win a football match, and centrally, our attacking play centrally were just phenomenal.
You're top of the league now. Care to be shot at now? What's the starts?
We were there to be shot last season, Keith. Everyone said, when I come in, we were doomed, and we had some big games against Northampton, and we had some tough games last season. The players in the melting pot, the pressure. I think the pressure to go out of the league for a club like Bury. When I look at Luton and Wrexham, who spent 6 years down there, the pressure to go out of the league. These players performed miracles last season, and it'll be forgotten about. People don't talk about that. And for me, that was pressure. This is a privileged pressure, because if we can't enjoy and go to work and enjoy working and getting better at what we do, then we've got the wrong group, and I do believe we've got the right group.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Another bit of good news I would suggest. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but so I might use the wrong word, so apologies if I do. And Tuesday's notes, you were saying it was, I can't remember the word, disappointing or not. You're hoping to get bigger gates, and now you're working hard to do it. And you got 4.5 today, which is 4-2 of Bury supporters. That's a massive percentage rise.
Well, you look at, it's not just happening though. It's we're not just waving a magic wand and it's happening. The work that goes behind the scene, the commercial team, the chair, Glenn, Ian Kendall. There's a project here, and gone are the days that you can just expect fans to turn up. They've got to know about what you're doing. They've got to know what's going on here in Bury, and we've got to get them down. I think once we get them down, we'll sort of captivate them a little bit.
Well, you've done it today, haven't you?
We've come down and we've done the right. We've played the right way, and you could go back to front, but I think that the game's moved on, and I think if you went back to front direct, they might come for a couple of games to build something, to build a legacy, to build something with longevity. I do believe you've got to build the brand, and we're trying to do that on the pitch and off the pitch. But the work that goes on behind the scenes here is quite phenomenal. The people here, they're driving businesses, they're driving people to the stadium. And it's matching the work that we're trying to do on the pitch.
It's very much in tandem together, isn't it? You're doing your bit there, and they're doing their bit so that you can do your bit, if that makes sense.
Well, these players deserve to play in front of 5,500. I do believe that. They really, with the bravery they play. People talk about slick passing, great passing moves, and the way we play. But the emotional attachment to playing that way is difficult. To ask a centre half to take it on the edge of his area under pressure is something that I'm demanding this team to do. Rob Layton to pass it on little side angles. It can be difficult, but I think at times we're making it look very easy, which is credit to the football team.
You've had Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, so hopefully everybody okay physically?
Yeah, they're good. We'll know more Sunday, Monday. We'll have a shakedown tomorrow, and then Monday, and find out where everyone is. But I've said it all the time. I've gone with a small squad, but packed with quality and excellence. But now my staff, you know, we've really rose our game to, you know, to keep them players on the pitch, because that's going to be key.
Absolutely.